Today we're going to talk about the BOI report, Beneficial Owner Information Report. You may be familiar with the Corporate Transparency Act that a lot of people have been talking about. It's a new requirement for all business owners starting in 2024. I'm going to go over the top 10 questions that I get and those answers that'll hopefully settle any questions that you have in your mind about the report. So let's get started.
You're not just a hair professional, you're a CEO.
Hey guys, it's Jen here with the Hair CEO, helping you build a premium brand focused on profits without overpaying in taxes. On this channel, I bring you videos on business and taxes tailored specifically to self-employed hair professionals and hair business owners. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I hate suspense. So let me just tell you right now the 10 questions that I'm going to answer. And then I'm going to leave timestamps at the bottom so that if you want to jump to that question, then you can. Question number 1, do I have to file this report? Question number 2, why do I have to file this report? Question number 3, what if my company is inactive? Do I still have to file this report? Question number 4, when do I have to file the report by? Question number 5, what type of information are they looking for in this report? Question number 6, how long does it take to file this report? Question number 7, do I have to submit this report every year? Question number 8, what are the penalties if I do not file this report? Question number 9, is there a fee to file the report? And finally, question number 10, do I have to file the report by myself or does someone else have to file this report for me? So let's just get to it. Question number 1, do I have to file? Now, the Corporate Transparency Act states that every reporting company has to file a BOI report. And if you're anything like me, you're like, okay, well, what is a reporting company, right? A reporting company is any business entity that has to go to the Secretary of State to register for that company. So your LLCs, your corporations, those are the type of companies and type of entities that are considered reporting entities. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I'm a sole proprietor, then I don't have to file. It's very likely that you don't. But there are some states that require you to register with the Secretary of State to create that sole proprietorship. And if you had to file some type of paperwork or some type of documentation for your sole proprietorship, then you are still considered a reporting company. But if you didn't have to file any paperwork for your sole proprietorship, then you are not a reporting company. And then in that case, you would not be required to file. Another thing to note is that there are some exemptions to this requirement to file the BOI report. And I get a lot of questions. And since my business is tailored to hair businesses or beauty businesses, this answer is really easy for me to answer because the answer is yes, you do have to file. You are not exempt. There are certain industries that are exempt, like banking, insurance, accounting firms, businesses like that, that are exempt. But if you have a hair business, a hair salon, you sell products, you sell hair, or you are esthetician, nail tech, lash tech, yes, and you have a business entity that you file with your state, then you are considered a reporting company and you have to file this report. So now let's jump to question number 2. Why do I have to file this report? We've identified that you are a reporting company and that you do have to file this report. And now you're asking yourself, okay, Jennifer, why all of a sudden in 2024 do I have to file this report when it's never been required before? Well, in 2021, Congress passed the Corporate Transparency Act. And this act was intended to deter criminal financial activities. So as an example that I like to use, let's say I'm running an illegal business and I've started some cash only barbershops and hair salons to launder the money that I'm getting illegally, then I'm able to potentially, register for an LLC or corporation in my state and maybe not give my real information. Like maybe I gave a registered agent and maybe I gave a random name that isn't myself, because a lot of states don't have the ability to confirm who the business is. They're just creating it based off of registered agent or someone that they know. Maybe I'm putting the company in my mama's name. I don't know. But they're trying to deter it. So the federal government is saying, okay, we're going to create this beneficial owner information report so that all reporting companies have to let the FinCEN, which is the company that you have to report to, it stands for the Financial Crime Enforcement Network. And their federal government is saying, okay, if you have a reporting company, then you have to submit information on who the owners are or who the people who are in control of that business as their way of trying to curb or eliminate and deter illegal activities. So that is the reason. So now let's go into question number 3. What if my company is inactive? And I can really appreciate those questions because let me tell you, I've always been an entrepreneur, and I remember straight out of college, I created a couple of LLCs and I didn't always dissolve them properly. And so there may or may not be a ton of companies in my name that have been forfeited because I didn't pay the annual fee, and those businesses are not active. And so I even myself was wondering, oh crap, do I have to go and bring these companies back to life, pay these ridiculous amounts of fees to, bring the company back to life and then dissolve it just to avoid adding a BOI on this LLC? And thankfully, the answer to that question is no. As long as the company was created before January 1st, 2024, and you meet some other requirements. There are like 6 other requirements that you have to meet. I know I met all of those requirements, so I don't have to file a BOI report for those companies that were forfeited. Just to give you a few examples, because I don't know them off the top of my head, but for example, the company can't have any current assets or any banking activity going on within the last 12 months. And there are like 5 other requirements that, again, like I say, I don't know. But if you want me to list them out, I will. So that is the short answer to if you have to file if your company is inactive. Going forward, it won't be an issue if you have to report on an inactive or a forfeited company because of the timelines of when this report is due. And that actually leads into the next question, question number 4, when do I have to file? There are 3 different dates that you have to be aware of, depending on when your company was created. If your company was created before January 1st, 2024, then your first BOI report is due by January 1st, 2025. I'm gonna say that again. If your company was created before January 1st, 2024, then your BOI report is due by January 1st, 2025. But if you created a company between January 1 and December 31st, 2024, then your report is due 90 days after you create that entity. Again, if you create your company between January 1, 2024 and December 31st, 2024, then your report is due 90 days after you create that entity. And then the third date that you have to be aware of is if you create your company on or after January 1, 2025, then your report is due 30 days after you create that entity. Question number 5, what type of information do they want? So what the BOI is collecting, just like the title infers, beneficial owner information. They want name, birth date, address, and identifying ID number of every owner or owners that are in control of the business. And then they want information on the business itself. They want the legal name of the business. They want where the business performs activity. They want the trade names or DBAs associated with the business. In addition to the identifying information of each owner, you have to upload a document with a photo ID of each owner or each person in control. So that's something like a license, a state ID, or a passport. So those are the things that you're going to need to file this BOI report. The next question, how long does it take to file this report? I filed this report myself, and if you have all of this information that I've told you that you need, and it's only one owner, I would say it would take you between 5 and 15 minutes, just depending on how savvy you are. So it does not take very long. The next question is, do I have to submit this report annually? You file this one time. However, you have to file updates when any of the business information or the owner's information changes. So, for example, if you sell the business and there is a new owner, if you are changing your name, let's say you get married or you legally change your name, then you need to file an updated BOI report. If there is an address change, then you need to update your BOI report. All right, the next question, what are the penalties if I do not file this report? There are penalties of up to $500 a day every day that you do not report, based on that timeline that I gave you of when you're required to file. In addition to that, possibly jail time of up to 2 years and a penalty of $10,000. So yeah, it's pretty serious. Question number 9, how much does this cost? It is free 99. You go to fincin.gov. I'll make sure I leave a link, but it is fincin.gov. It is free 99 to file this. There are people who are out here charging upwards of $300-$400 to file this report that is absolutely free. It reminds me of those people who are still going out paying for EIN numbers. Like at a certain time, it makes sense. Like maybe when you're forming your LLC and someone's doing it for you, then you just pay for it. But if you already have your LLC, I don't think you need to pay anybody to do it. But that brings me to question number 10, which is, can someone else file this on my behalf? And the answer to that is absolutely. You certainly can. Like, for example, with my firm, Hair CEO, we're an accounting firm. So we can file that for you. Now, like I just said, you can file this on your own. And I'm actually going to leave a link because if you want instructions, I put together a video for my personal clients on how to file this report on their own. If you want the video immediately, just enter your email and I will shoot you over the video of how to fill out this report online step by step with instructions. And then I am telling people though, if you form an LLC, like for example, a Hair CEO, we file and register LLCs and corporations in all 50 states. And we've updated our packages to include submitting the BOI on your behalf. Now, that makes sense to pay someone to do it because you're already getting it formed, so why not include it? But if you're just like, you know what, Jennifer, I don't trust myself. I already have an LLC, I already have a corporation. I don't want to make no mistakes. I don't want no smoke with the FinCEN, with the IRS, with the federal government. I don't want no smoke with anybody. Can you please file this for me? Then I'm going to leave a second link where you can submit payment for us to file it on your behalf. But like I say, I'm being very transparent. You can do it on your own. So you have 2 possibilities of next steps. Number 1, you can request the video that I put together from our private clients where we are walking you through how to fill out this BOI report, or you can request us to file your BOI for you. So those are 2 options. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, so what, Jennifer? How does this help me make more money or pay less in taxes? Well, this is not something that's going to help you make money in your business, but it is going to keep money in your pockets because if you do not file this, it comes with some really steep penalties, like I've already explained. No one wants to pay $500 a day and possibly spend 2 years up in jail for a report that they could file in 5 minutes. So hopefully you found this information helpful. If you are a self-employed hair professional or hair business owner and you want more videos like this where I break down business and taxes tailored specifically to our industry, then make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.